they argued about the inarable lands, like that there's, hold on. They said that there was enough land for people to be distributed, but the truth of the matter is that even though there's resources in poor countries, which you guys have said, the fact is that they're not getting out there to the underdeveloped countries. So there is actually no way, the issue of starvation and malnutrition has always been there, so why haven't the developed countries actually given arable land to people to live in, or fresh water? That, just because you can do it doesn't mean it hasn't been done. It has not been done. So that remains an issue. Diseases and global warming do not, I don't know where you guys thought, I don't know what you guys thought, but what I was saying is that global warming and diseases reflect the fact that we have reached our carrying capacity, because diseases are spreading exponentially as population increases. So they're dying off naturally from that. Industrialization, just because you get technology does not mean that fixes carrying capacity. That actually has nothing to do with carrying capacity. Just because you get, like, I don't understand how technology would help you in any way providing essential things to human beings, like just as simple as food and water, which is our main point here. How would you expect to evenly distribute anything?
Yeah, and you guys defined carrying capacity, but you left out that you have to provide for the future generations of the same species. And with our population growing exponentially, we're definitely using resources that will not be replenished as quickly as we are using them, and our generations in the future will suffer as a result, and we're probably, like, as the population keeps going up, we're not going to be able to support them, and the earth will collapse.
In a natural ecosystem or environment, if the population reaches a certain point, natural disasters occur, and that you've seen that in human populations, just as the tsunamis, the earthquakes, and they're all killing off people. So when you're saying that just because we haven't had something as massive as a plague, small things like massive earthquakes and all these things have been killing off people. Yes, we are growing exponentially, but at a point, just like every population who overpopulates will die off eventually. And that's not something we can afford to lose at this point.
I mean, it's obvious that it takes more money, more resources to support more people, which is why we believe that we reach carrying capacity, because we just need more energy, more time, more everything.
And to inhibit more, just because we have more arable land does not exactly mean that it is, we're able to live in that area. There are some inhabitable lands for humans, and just like water, there's so much water on Earth, you just can't live on it. So.
Yeah, and also those arable lands, it's really hard to move people to those lands from less developed countries, because whenever you try to move a ton of people, there's always going to be mass casualties. An example of this is the Trail of Tears. The Native Americans, they were forcefully moved by the government to lands in Oklahoma because the white man thought that they were being encroached on. And so, that's an example of how migration kills people. And, it's not economically or politically feasible to move people like that. Your core countries are not willing to accept extra baggage from developing countries, because their countries are already higher than the other ones. So there's too much disparity for all of the land to be used.
1 minute. Sorry.
Okay, and and also our carrying capacity has not been, or it's been reached because the AIDS virus. That's relating to global warming, because as global warming frees up these forests and there's more population available, the population wants to move farther inland. Okay, so they're going to areas that have not been touched by human hands before. So that's why the AIDS virus is spreading, because of human contact that occurred because of exponential population.
Is that it? Okay.